as little hits as possible, the high damage characters, and that's where you would pick Ken. But you're picking it because you need an additional health pool, not because you need Ken's tool set. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, right now, having an unfortunate time trying to navigate around that low forward out of Guile, and of course he has the charge. That was a desperate jump attempt. I mean, I feel like you really need to start to ret Demon Flip. But, you know, even then, I feel like Du's not playing super Fireball heavy because he seems to already recognize how important the air approach is going to be for Akuma. Nice shimmy into the regular throw.
Yeah, that was a really... Wow, the walk-up parry! Good reaction for Du trying to walk up with some space. I said all that whole bit saying the Ken to Akuma pipeline, completely abandoning the thought and the remembering that he's a Luke player. But still, the Shoto, he's the best Shoto, right? You just picked that.
I wasn't going to correct you. You got there in the end.
Yeah. My bad. But it's the best Shoto thing, you know?
Right. And I guess there's something to be said, like, Akuma does an even better job of representing that fundamental style that we were talking about he needs to have for that nuttiness and that explosive gameplay to come out. But I wonder whether having that health deficit makes it harder for him to play in that way. He has a level 3 in the back. I was going to say, oh, you can do like level 2 loops here, right? You don't even need it. That's almost certainly a dead Akuma, right?
100%.
Oh,
absolutely. Yeah. I think that the thing that new Akuma players are going to struggle with is just how vast his tool set is, because he gets like Demon Flip, he gets the air fireball in the air game, he gets dive kick and things like that. So properly utilizing those tools and not using them wrongly and in a way that puts you in more danger is the biggest obstacle, right? This is a very fragile character. He has so many tools, and it's very easy to put yourself in a bad position. Just like how Noah is right now. He's in burnout. His back is to the wall. Du is so focused on keeping this lead. Yeah, there it is, that drive impact, getting that stun. This is probably dead because he can just route into a level 1. He probably doesn't even need to. Yeah, he has the meter to drive rush cancel. He's looking clean.
Yeah, no, absolutely looking dominant. It feels like Noah's having a hard time identifying how to get in the pocket and then stay there, right? Because it's one thing that the offense is starting, and it is. I think he's doing a less effective job of continuing to stay in this space and really punish Du for letting him run his game. We are finally going to get a round on the board there for Noah.
I love how everything that you said that Noah was struggling with, he was doing exactly. Like he was perfectly in the pocket, even though like you saw a couple of whiffed things, like he would do the drive rush whiff the throw, but then he would still get the punish, drive rush the jab. Like Du was very antsy in trying to, steal his turn back and make his way out of that corner, but Noah took every opportunity, and that's probably just because of his playstyle, right? Now routing into level 3, tacking on a lot of damage. Noah looking very, very better this time around. Much better.
Even more than the damage, I think guaranteeing that you're going to be out of burnout on this next interaction, just like that, puts you in a really great spot. You could have afforded to hang on to that, maybe guarantee a kill on the next touch, but just getting out of burnout, especially against Guile, I think Guile, if Guile gets some initiative while you're in burnout, can be really punishing.
Absolutely. And there it is, the CA to anti-air, the jump.
Unscaled.
That's 100% burnout. That definitely unscaled. It is. Oh, he's not even burnt out. That was actually insane.
Oh no!
Not even meaty, just to the face, the buckshot. And now he's in a 2-0 lead after what looked like a very strong game from Noah.
All right, really trying to generate threat in this mid-range, but upside down kick. So like all of these different control tools that Guile has to claim space in front of him, really making it hard for Noah to get something started. Connects with a low forward into the drive rush. Shimmy, but doesn't go for the right follow-up. No, he's too far away. Some character unfamiliarity being shown right now.
Yeah, Noah, the growing pains with the routing for sure, but he's staying committed to the Akuma. Obviously, the last game, now potentially the last round, the NuckleDu. I mean, part of it is control, part of it is familiarity, but I think that Noah is playing in a way that is comfortable for him, but it's just essentially trying to get comfortable in the Akuma tool set, and then how that pairs well against Guile, right? So he's dropping the combos, but at the same time he's still, you know, in the pocket. He's still staying aggressive. He's still standing confidently in the buttons that he wants to. But you know, Akuma, just it's the small life pool that is kind of really blowing him up, because Du is really maximizing the damage.
Yeah, I mean, it's partly the small life pool, goes routes right into the level 3 to be able to tie this one up 1 round apiece, staving off that set point for just a second. The life total is certainly part of it, right? But I think if Noah was on the Luke, or if Akuma had a standard amount of life, and we were watching this matchup in the same way, I don't think it would look all that different. I don't feel like that extra 100 health or whatever it is going to make a huge difference for him here. Stuck in the corner, finally finds a way to jump out there as Noah, and we've got a nice pickup. Okay, goes for the HDP ender. OD flash kick to earn himself some breathing room.
Ooh.
Fierce gets smoked by the dive kick. Nice choice from Noah.
Okay, doesn't commit to the drive rush there, but still able to keep this pressure with the throw. Tries to go for low, but unfortunately the punish counter routes into the CA, and that is 100% a dead Akuma. NuckleDu taking the first set of our top 8, 3-0. In a fresh Akuma on Noah, to be fair. You know, it's trying to figure out that character. I think there's like optimize that. That was when Ed was like, okay, this is just, he just does everything so good. Okay, so we're going to get into the next set. Instead of our MJ Gamma and Sledge set, we couldn't work that out. We're going to cut right into the winner semifinals. Du versus Punk.
Is this a matchup that we've ever seen before? I said in my best, most plainly sarcastic voice.
You know,
as I feel like this is a match that we get to watch at least once a night every week.
I honestly, you can make a full feature-length film of just NuckleDu and Punk with the DVD commentary. There's so much footage, and there's so much data that both of these guys get, like not just off of the course of years, but even in this set. Nice walking back to get that low forward, and has to spend that level 1. Is he dead off of this? No, he's not.
Just barely not. Oh, see, I'm intrigued at the choice to do OD flash kick there, because on the one hand, oh, so smart, I take it all back. Has the
Very
great
nice
read only through the 1 fireball. I was going to say, putting himself in burnout with so little life, super scary. Cammy has ways to navigate the screen, but Du so wisely plants 1 fireball and then commits to normals to control the space in order to beat Cammy. What a choice. Almost gets out of the corner, except Cammy has that side swap privilege on the OD spiral arrow.
Yeah, I think that one of the other... Oh my god, I think he's dead. No, he didn't spend the level 1.
Okay.
He wanted to save that meter for later. Obviously, the life lead was absolutely massive. He didn't believe that NuckleDu was going to stage a comeback. I think one of those things was that, like, Du can kind of understand how he has to play in Burnout and how Punk is going to, like, chase that kill, right? Like, Punk isn't necessarily greedy, but he can read how Punk will want to approach. He saw that Punk whiffed that dive kick, and he's like, okay, he's not going to do another dive kick. I know exactly how he wants to get in. So good awareness on Du to stay in Punk's head. And now Punk, you're seeing slow things down a lot. We're seeing the footsies come out more. Punk is trying to make sure his next hit is valuable. He's not swinging anything. Look at this.
Yeah. I think... in my opinion of this game is that a lot of the times, especially with, you know, evenly matched players trying to navigate neutral, less is more. And I think both of these players are more than capable of whiff punishing you and making you bleed for the slightest mistake. And Punk at a huge life deficit right now, so really cannot afford to make a big mistake. Du not going to throw a fireball because Punk has that CA available. Nice confirm off of the low forward, closes out a perfect. That was a 60-second perfect.
It was. And I mean, like, to accentuate what we were saying earlier, right? Like, Punk, less is more. Punk was trying to be very meticulous about the button that he pressed, but also trying to be very meter efficient, knowing that he's probably going to need as much as possible to make sure that he can get Du to the corner, they can maximize that damage, but also stay alive against the boom pokes, right? NuckleDu once again fighting out of that corner, bringing things back to mid-screen, and we're slowing it down again, making sure that Punk sits still. And look at this mid-range control. It's so good, but the perfect parry.
Yep, elects to go for that road to maximize corner carry, wants to go for a shimmy. No bites from Du. Du walks himself back into the corner, but here's the thing. Du is maybe, if not definitively, the best defensive Guile in the world. Stuck in the corner, gets clipped, unfortunately, in that shimmy. Punk chooses to cash out the level 1 again. I think he wants to keep the drive gauge low. Ooh. Oh, say it ain't so. Alexa, play Weezer.
Yeah, okay. Unfortunate positioning, but...
Oh,
huh? Okay, hold on. I mean, I saw that Punk didn't charge the hooligan, but okay, he still was able to pick that up. That was a little scary, not gonna lie. Punk looking a lot better this time around now. I mean, he's been in this situation so many times. Basically every round, he's got due to the corner, and then he's just not able to, you know, take advantage of the screen positioning. Now his back is to the wall, and Du's looking good. Oh, the reaction with the level 2. Talking about how you need those strong level 2s. Punk utilizing it in full force. Bringing things back into that mid screen. The counter hit, stand medium punch.
This pickup surrendering a lot of space. But Du does such a great job of checking you moving into his space.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he backed all the way up. Punk was able to... Oh, the deep dive kick. Getting it with the light pickup. I was still really surprised at how much space NuckleDu walked back and how much Punk just followed him. He just walked all the way in, and that was instilling confidence, right? Well, whiff punish with the spiral arrow is next level.
Yeah, I want to remember to circle back to that point when we're done, but this set's so high octane, I don't want to take that extra bit. NuckleDu has been putting himself into burnout a fair bit, and Punk finally having a little bit more of a read on the cadence of NuckleDu's fireballs, so using those anti-fireball tools from Cammy a little bit more effectively. But right in that pocket, there's a very specific range where you want to poke against Guile, and Du does such a great job of using every forward advancing tool to expose you for it. Has the level 1, I don't think that's going to be enough to kill, no, but one more hit will be enough to do it. Perfect parries on the board, but the anti-fireball tools, once again, you're not dead though.
No, he's not dead, but he didn't have the health to cut through with the drive impact, and it was looking really close. Punk had perfect positioning around those fireballs and around the burnout pressure, but unfortunately just did not have that life to get greedy with that drive impact. NuckleDu going for that side switch, keeping a good screen position against Punk. And right now, once again, just opting for that mid screen, trying to make sure that Punk just does not sit comfortably in the footsies range.
Having that nice knockdown. And I mean, I talk about the flavor of a defensive Guile, right? But when you're locked down in the corner with the corner on one side and Guile on the other, it can feel awful. Not going to find a counter DI in that spot, but this confirm into level 2 should be enough. Yes, indeed it is. NuckleDu goes up 2-1 in the set. 2-1 still. Guile looks good with a goatee.
I think that every Street Fighter character looks good when they, you know, are aged up a bit. I'm really happy that all of the World Warriors kind of got aged up a bit, with the exception of Honda. Honda doesn't look older.
He doesn't, but there's something about his design that feels like I don't know how you would have aged that up necessarily. I like that he's like his outfit looks a little bit more developed, I guess. Oh, what a good flash kick against the dive kick. Going for the crouch fierce that time. What great choices from NuckleDu on the anti-air. One of the best in the business at placing the right tool for the right job, be it standing medium kick, crouching fierce, or flash kick. And a character like Cammy, who has multiple ways to alter her jump arc, being able to pick the right one is even more important.
Yeah. NuckleDu just taking that throw once again back to the wall. Punk brute forcing it, but great bait on that EX flash kick. Opting for the level 1 to try his best to tack on some of that damage, get some good Oki, and another bait off of that. Huge risk there, and Punk taking full advantage. It was a really good idea to spend that level 1 just to make sure that he had really good Oki, and NuckleDu bit on the bait. He wouldn't last a week as a salmon.
Once again, ready. If he has that down charge, he is not missing the flash kick. I feel like he is at 100% on those. OD flash kick now through that pressure after the drive rush. really jockeying in this mid-range right now. Punk finally finding a little bit of breathing room to beat out that Steph kick. NuckleDu going to go into burnout, so instead chooses to block with his face. That super does mean you end up in burnout anyway. Now you're stuck in the corner. No, Punk actually puts himself in the corner.
Yeah, dude, micro walking
not really
out.
in a position to abuse it.
This is a route into level 1. Okay. And Punk now tying up the set 2-2. This is a nail biter as you would expect it to be between these two.
Oh,
unfortunate spacing.
Yeah, that was a very early dive kick right on top of the fireball. It just happened to not work out. Otherwise, great choice. Meaty connected raw too.
It did.
Like,
yeah, I wonder if that
walk forward.
Could have been a walk forward, could have been a jump maybe. I'm not entirely sure. Caught the pre-jump frames, but now a side switch. NuckleDu, yeah, we were talking about how his defense was so impressive earlier in the set, even in that game before, but now it's really crumbling as Punk is just so ready and a next step ahead for every single one of Du's options, sitting at set point now in the winter semis.
Yeah, this would be a pretty nice turnaround for him. Okay. A lot of respect for that dive kick. Placed very well. LaFord connects. Ooh. Nothing really comes of it. Finds the throw on like he held that parry for a hot second.
Yeah, and look at that. Du is not getting too greedy and trying to snipe out that drive gauge too. He's more than willing to just sit full screen and make sure that Punk is just uncomfortable and having to heal it back. He's more than fine just using his booms, using his buttons. Oh, but a big miss input there. Does not go crazily punished as that boom just comes out. But now look at that. Back to the wall. Oh, my God.
Even with that not being a huge punish, this is still great for Du because Punk donates those extra 2 bars. Now Du ought to be able to close this one out. Doesn't need to spend a bar. So now you have literally double the super gauge of Punk. All off of that unfortunate interaction. You are sitting on so much damage in the right situation here as NuckleDu.
Yeah, and the cadence of that game was very, very different from before, right? The way that Punk was able to get to this spot was because he was able to just land a hit, cycle the Oki, make Du uncomfortable on defense. But in this range is exactly how Du has been able to see success. He's been able to, like, keep Punk out, you know, but have a very proactive defense. But look at this. Punk trying to spend some things to get in. Oh, those upblade whips!
Yeah, this is huge. Again, you see Du is playing this really small game. You know, if he's not in the position to really control the space in front of him, really hesitant, waiting out for Punk to make the wrong choice, especially because Cammy has great tools to expose Guile for the wrong one. Oh, we do get the pickup into level 3. Is that going to be enough?
That was a huge pickup. That was insane. That was just off of the farthest range possible stand medium punch, and there it is, the perfect to close it out. But at the same time, I don't like option selects by design. I just don't like option selects.
That game was incredibly option select heavy.
Yeah, I don't think that they're healthy is all. But okay, looks like Zykles won the coin flip.
Yeah, no, it actually it looks to me as though MJ Gamma chose to DQ because they've identified that they are a consistent part of some of these technical hiccups, I guess. At least in this particular moment, it sounds like everyone that they were speaking to in the bracket said that they've literally had good sets earlier today. Final fight combo out of Zykles to get that corner control back. Du on the Cammy to highlight right now instead of the Guile against Kimberly.
Yeah, and that checks out, right? It's a lot easier to move around against Kimberly, to contest and lock her down because the sonic booms, you can't really believe in it. Oh, she just barely recovered in time. Yeah, having to go for the hooligan side swap, but just go for that throw. Yeah, I mean, Kimberly is, like, you can't feel confident throwing boobs when she has her teleports and when she has her slides. You know, she has so many ways around your bread and butter that the Cammy pick makes way more sense, where you just smother her, where she can't move.
Yeah. And I feel like if you're going to have a backup character for Guile, Cammy is such a great choice of it, right? Like, it's such a different speed to bring to the table. You're playing at a different range. You're playing at a different tempo. You're representing completely different threats. Like, there is no commonality between the two except that they both have an uppercut. Abusing that standing roundhouse right now. Just destroying the drive gauge and finding the DI for the wall stun after. Okay, Deuce putting the styling and freestyling.
Dude, what was that? That felt rude. That felt like early onset conditioning, you know? Like he's really trying to lock down and piss off Zykles.
So in our Discord, Zykles loading in between games replied to their own message saying, quote, "NuckleDu always hitting me with the most immoral shit." And then after that round said, "See, he's doing it already."
It's 100% true.
Word for it.
Immoral was the perfect word for what just happened there. So it looks like Zykles is responding in kind, trying to get these mix up, but also trying to make sure that NuckleDu's bar sits pretty low. Look at that can pressure. I told you, just the very presence gives you free range of motion. Just when NuckleDu thought that he can jump away from it and go in with that dive kick, no, that can still went off and kept NuckleDu in the corner, but the spiral arrow now bringing things back to the mid screen. But good for Zykles to make sure that, you know, Du doesn't take a mile.
I think one of the difficulties is we're representing that jump back air to air. And yeah, it's getting damage. It's exposing Du for jumping forward in some not stellar places, but you surrender a lot of real estate on the screen by doing that. And that can feel a little bit unfortunate. Thankfully, Kimberly does have, you know, slightly more opportunities to side swap, but so does Cammy. Drive reversal coming out and still just abusing that standing roundhouse. It's like Du doesn't care about anything except hurting your drive gauge. That was drive rush roundhouse.
Look at the way that, okay, Du is definitely playing in a way that is like, it's meant to get in Zykles' head. This is a message to Zykles specifically, and he has every good reason. Did you see the way that Zykles opened up this round just by the long? He held forward. He just walked all the way in, and then Du just hit a button, was like, get away from me, and then he brought him all the way to the corner and took his life, okay? I think that there's like a conversation that is happening between these two entirely on the sticks.
I'm just hearing that Du is on his Heath Ledger right now.
Yeah, true. And it's crazy that Heath Ledger is still like the one, you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah. I have hope for Barry Keegan. I think he could be okay.
He might be, but I wasn't convinced in the 4 seconds that I saw him, so... Anyway, we'll see. Nice, the stand light kick. Perfect. Ended with the ease and a drop. What a great buffer from Zykles. I mean, it felt lucky, but it was great.
Hey, I mean, sometimes you need to represent it, right? And this is a matchup. Cammy on paper ought to have the advantage in the ground game between these two, right? Cammy's identity as a character is good speed, good buttons, and, you know, just really exposed. Oh my God.
Yo, just in this round so far. I know, Zykles has done so much cool stuff. And I mean, it was like really unfortunate the spacing a little bit earlier, but now he's really cleaned it up. Got NuckleDu in the corner once again. He still has a can, spends that, and he gets away for free. The ease and a drop, he's going to be able to convert off of this. Doesn't have the meter, but he doesn't even need it because he just spends the drive gauge to take the lead in the set. Zykles a huge fan of that EX Bushintatsu.
I've said so many times, I've had this conversation with so many people, Zykles is definitely, I think, the most technical of the Kimberly players. Always has the weirdest little fringe situations to bring out for yourself. Like, look at some of the decisions that Zykles is making, and you're just like, how many layers does this man have?
It's crazy that, like, Zykles also plays in a way that's not reliant on the level 3 win condition, because I felt like that was the way that Kimberly's were, like, defining her. You know, it's like, oh, you get to level 3, you cash that out early, and then you get the accentuated neutral and damage, and you just play her like, you know, like a normal, you would play normal footsies, right? All of the mix-up stuff, all the tricky stuff is just, like, it's a nice enhancement, but it's not necessary. But Zykles is absolutely trying to pave the way for the new style of Kimberly. As you said, probably the most tricky of the Kimberlys that we see here in North America. So great stuff to him. Now taking the set 2-0, taking the lead in the set, I apologize, 2-1 in the set.
Yeah, I think, to yes and your point, I think it very much looks like Zykles has a very developed Kimberly, fully independent of the level 3. It is an incredibly developed take on the character that does not treat the buff of level 3 like a win condition that needs to be found. It is just an additional thing that you can represent that just should be an amplifier to the entire rest of your game plan. Very little life on the side of Zykles right now as he is stuck in this P1 side corner. NuckleDu very healthy as he's trying to keep this control. Plus, that I don't think that Spiral Arrow was plus. So ready with these anti-airs.
Yeah, I mean, NuckleDu played absolutely great control. Zykles had one opportunity, but he opted to guess that NuckleDu was going to go for an EX cannon spike, but unfortunately did not work that way. And now Zykles is looking once again in a really bad spot. Okay, just goes for that raw jump out.
Yeah, I mean, so Kimberly has these additional options, and the thing is, because she has additional options that can allow her to side switch, you value jumping out of the corner a little bit less. Oh! Wow! OD run slide on Wake Up.
I know, that was absolutely crazy, and there it is, really incredible. That's 2 for 2, baiting that throw with it, and here we go. We're popping that level 3, we're spending this, and I feel as though it's like he needs to get this CA damage, he needs to regenerate some of that drive bar, and he really wants to make sure that he has the tools to win this one, but oh no, NuckleDu escapes.
What?
And he spends his bar just as quickly as he gets it, and doesn't even need to do anything with it. NuckleDu taking this set up, going the distance in it. Now at 2-2, yeah, that was really hyperactive and kind of greedy, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, the end of that round was, I'll use the word manic. There was a lot that didn't need to be shown there. You landed that CA, you were in a position where it's like the comeback had become possible. And that was the point where everything goes to the wind and you just started playing, spending every resource he had as though he would lose them whether they were used or not. Trying to work his way out of the corner, using the cans a lot now, but what is he doing?
The can was, I mean, okay, I feel the can was there to like build distance, make sure that he could get in for free, but he also wanted to see if NuckleDu was going to contest with it, so he went out for that slide. It's working out. I'm in the brain. Okay, I believe in Zykles. I think this is going to work out. And look at this great offensive position right now, staying out of the box, trying to make sure that dude doesn't feel comfortable. Ooh. He has level 2, but he also just has level 1. He's going to let that rip. You're going to spend that can. Nope. I think he can opt to not spend the can. That's right. I don't know how you treat that situation post-flash. Or like post-death.
No. I'm trying to rack my brain on whether I've ever seen the medium kick to standing short link used for Kimberly. I feel like it's so infrequent that she's in a spot where she's using medium kicks not straight out of drive rush. Nice jab check from Zykles. Working back. We have time to burn here. We have additional rounds to play with. If nothing else, you could even play this round for bar.
Yeah, but he also
a lot of regular jump.
Yeah, he wants to make sure that Du isn't like getting in for free. And I mean, he essentially did. He just threw him to death, and now we're at final game, final round. But Zykles was playing a little bit too defensively. NuckleDu exposed that very early on, and now that low forward is going to start things off incredibly for him. Goes for the throw yet again, and Zykles is just going to show that respect. Tried to tech that time, but dude, look at this. He's really low on the drive, but it's looking really bad, Brad.
Yeah, going for a jab check on Wake Up there was Zykles. Oh no, punish counter throw. One more touch is it. Wake Up level 3. I guess we've just surrendered the game. And Du goes for the cheekiest possible version of closing that one out. Rose an Alpha Series character, but you know, that means she's been around in the world since then. And we got a couple of those. For her to not be in this game yet as the next generation of World Warrior, kind of interesting. Zykles and Punk as our losers finals. Punk staying on the Akuma.
Okay. Really quick, Manat's V-Trigger 1 could totally be her level 2. Okay, Punk on the Akuma and looking, not spending that level 1. Life lead is just massive. He believes in himself, going for that throw. Round 1, going easy. Yeah, I can see Zykles kind of struggling just against, like, one of the strengths that is consistently pointed out about Akuma is how fast that fireball is. Not just in, you know, an active hurt box, but recovery on it too. I mean, I feel like the recovery is average. No, it's not like any
You think
faster or
that's
slower
average?
I don't think that
See, I
it's
don't know.
faster than Ryu's, is it? It's not as
You know
slow
what?
as Luke's, but it's kind of the same as a regular Shoto's, if not slightly worse. Are you sure? I don't think that fireball
I'm pulling
is
it
like
up on
a
the
fast
side.
recovery.
We can confirm.
Okay,
this.
pull it up.
This-
He's going to. No, he did not. He not go into level 3. Interesting. Why is everybody messing with Zykles tonight? What has he done? He's just playing Kim. He's just being cool. I'm gonna advocate for Zykles. I'm gonna be the #1 Zykles defender. Some Josie respect. She's chill. Listen to me. As a Filipino, Josie is one of the wackest representatives of Filipinos in fighting games. Of the like 3 that we have.
Right. Before this minute, I did not know that Zykles had a Manon, so we're gonna have to see how this one goes. If nothing else, she certainly represents some threats from a slightly farther out range to try to deal with that Akuma, and you know, can get bigger reward out of 50-50 situations by way of having the command grab that can make it a little bit more punishing for Punk to be wrong.
Yeah, I think that it's going to be very, very difficult, not just for Zykles to close the gap, but to be able to instill the 50-50 threat, right? Look how ready
God.
Punk was for that. I mean, it was very telegraphed. He sent the slow-moving fireball from downtown, setting up the twirl for Zykles, and was like, I know exactly what you want. You Manon players want one thing, and it's disgusting.
All right.
It's
is able to
usually the
confirm
command
standing
grab,
on the lights. Oh my god.
Okay. But it kind of a trade-off is that she gets out of that corner, but look at that incredibly high damage into the level 3. Punk in a very, very dominating showing so far against Zykles. I wonder what Zykles see. What is he cooking? What does he see with the Manon? Besides the spectacular costume.
It is a great costume 3. But I'm like, Kimberly and Manon are both gonna try to like overwhelm you offensively, right? But Kimberly, I think, needs to do a little bit more to set up the big damage interactions that Manon just kind of gets in a lot of the interactions by way of having that additional command grab as a threat. So it could just be like, if I'm working this hard in neutral, I want to get bigger rewards.
Oh. Yeah, speaking of big reward, that stand heavy punch being big reward. Punk being able to be meter conservative. And it's looking really good so far. Set point available for him. That stand like it comes out. Checking Punk pressing something. Hopefully that's the start of some momentum. 4 medals now on deck.
Now that's huge, right? Oh no! You literally could have killed him. He would actually be dead.
I had no doubt in my mind he could have died. Okay, here we go. 5 medals dangling from her neck. Uh-oh. This could be bad.
If you lose this round right now, Zykles, if you lose from this lead...
Don't worry, Zykles. A, you won't lose. And B, if you do lose, it's because he's top tier, okay?
You're dead.
Hold on. Hold on. It's stun scaling
at 50%.
Yeah, stun scaling. It's minimum scaling, but that was deep into the yellow when he started. Like, okay.
Wow.
Listen, bro, that's the murderous intent in your face, which is great.
I want to shine.
Shine. I'd put Idom in that pool.
I think he's the more comfortable he gets with Manon, I think he's looking better and better over time. We're
gonna see the best of the
finals.
best. Yes, exactly.
Oh yeah, external. How did we forget them two? Dual Kevin.
Dual
and JB.
Kevin and JB. You know what? I'm gonna quit. Dual Kevin's for my region, and he's like Midwest too. Like I'm a fool. Anyway, he'll never see this.
I don't believe Punk did Punk play the Akuma when these two played earlier? I want to say he played the Cammy.
He did play the Cammy, that is correct. So now opting for the Akuma for this specific matchup.
Okay, Demon Flip. And I like that there's a choice being represented here that we hadn't seen from some previous play earlier tonight as people were trying to deal with Guile. Going for those shallower demon flip arcs so he is safe if the timing doesn't work out, but placing the dive kick super well.
Okay, Bunch, smart ass, Long Island dual Kevin. He lives in Indiana, all right? Oh, that was so many hits. I was so confusing as to which fireball was going to win there.
Oh,
You're joking. Oh, my God. That was just an absolute war of attrition in terms of all of their fireballs and just armoring through everything.
Getting DI in that spot, it clashed with the fireball and a button. I was so sure you were dead. And then we had 3 more layers of interactions on top of that. Finds the crosscut here, does NuckleDu, earning a little bit more real estate. Late off the parry pump drive rush, does get thrown for his trouble, and we are back to neutral. Another great anti-air DP.
Yeah, Punk looking really good in minimizing the boom pressure, but also trying to stay mobile so that way Du just can't feel comfortable. Yeah, there it is. Walking forward, trying to make sure that Du does not feel confident pushing out a button, but also wanting to keep that flash kick on lock. And Punk taking the first game in this set, coming in from the loser's side, though, so there's a lot of work to do.
For sure, but I think that was such a great example of why Akuma is a threat, right? You can get away with walk up, stand fierce in a spot like that because you have the threats of your jump in and the demon flip follow-ups, all making you just have to pay that extra little bit of attention in neutral.
Look at that, standing at full screen, Punk just feeling very comfortable, just charging up that fireball and using it as a way in. Oh, but the late flash kick, making sure that he could catch it and cut through that fireball. But look at that. You're talking about NuckleDu's anti-air options and maximizing the reward for it. NuckleDu, incredible defense. Punk having to work extra hard cracking through that pressure.
Definitely a strong start for Du. Punk trying to... Punk actually succeeding in claiming some of the space, using that towards fierce, very hit confirmable. Is that button. And there's just Punk is demonstrating a very great read on what ranges Du is going to try to contest that and just smothering it with a fierce hitbox.
Okay, Punk just trying to maintain the distance. Oh, must have been a misinput. I'm sure he wanted fireball there, but Du taking full advantage. Oh, look at the pressure. No shot. No, we're at the corner. Oh, I didn't even realize where we were.
Same. I figured it had to be the case when the DI came out, but I think Punk also must not have been aware because I feel like that's a spot where he ordinarily would have been churning out that level 2.
Yeah, the level 2, right? Because he had every reason to be churning out that level 2. I mean, it's a quarter circle back. You're going to be guarding anyway, but I guess he just wasn't too confident in where we were on screen. But NuckleDu back throwing him out of that corner. The life lead is really big, and that drive lead is even more dangerous. And there it is, NuckleDu landing that hit, taking the lead in the set now.
Yeah, it's slowly inching away from Punk here. I feel like the wins in neutral are becoming fewer and fewer, and with that comes losing more in neutral, right? And, okay.
Okay, hold on. These guys are communicating, all right? They're buttoning in Morse code. They're talking shit. Yo, Punk, keep Zykles out of your mouth, man. What are you doing over there? What are you saying? I'm playing. All right, here we go. We're looking confident, looking good. CFN figured it out.
Right. Du is just reclaiming all of the space, manages to clip with the low, slowly inching forward off of those fireballs. The level 3 ender here, I think it would have been enough with how little life Akuma does have, but a tall hill to climb for Punk. A great jump in, a nice place to start it.
Yeah, I mean, tall hill to climb. Akuma just leaps to the very top, got that CA on lock, making sure that he can go into the next round safe and sound, as that life lead was looking disastrous. But now he goes in, no bars, but still probably going to feel confident on it.
Okay. Blocks out the target combo string. And you can just... I feel like before, where we were seeing Punk walking forward and using a lot of stand fierce and towards fierce, now having to be much more defensive, getting actually clipped by some of these buttons and showing a lot more respect, having to start to go second is Punk. That was a great whiff punish with the sweep, but now sent back full screen off of that OD Sonic Boom.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, Punk isn't even... He's not even making connections, but he's still able to walk Du all the way back to the corner. And this is a position he feels very comfortable in, but Du spending that drive rush to get out, to build that distance, walking him back as long as he's able to maintain the space between them. But what an unfortunate jump. It works out for Punk again. Doesn't have the damage to kill this time, but it's going to be one more guess. Oh, boy.
OD flash kick out of Du, goes for the shimmy, doesn't get it, but we confirm into the level 2, so we are still able to target that drive gauge. Gonna be difficult here for Punk, but Akuma has different ways to make sure that he's covering the screen in front of him. Still having the life lead despite being in burnout. But
he's pumping. There it is!
Oh my god, dash forward level 2 through the Sonic Boom to close it out!
Yeah, he was churning that. He definitely wanted that level 2. So that was an incredible dash up to cut through the boom there. Now up 2-1 in the set. Still has to reset this bracket if he wants this. Whiff punish on that target combo.
Okay, goes for a parry pump and does get thrown for his trouble. Really believed in a counter poke there, it seems. Starting to use his fireballs more as a poke right now as Punk. You can actually see, like, he has, in the conversation of their neutral, he has surrendered space. Okay, finds the back throw.
Yeah, I think him using the fireballs was not working out for him there, so now he just, now he's got the better screen position. He's just going to go for applying the Oki as much as possible. But Du, once again, buttoning his way out. That level 2 was on deck yet again. Punk at reset point.
I think making a statement with these answers through the fireballs punish counter, low forward leads to the flash kick there for NuckleDu, and another whiff punish. Punk placing these whiff punish sweeps so well right now.
Oh my god. Yeah, the walk up stand medium punch. Okay, he's definitely...
That definitely counter hit a throw attack. He walked forward and gave it that just extra hair.
Yeah. Okay, Du had that charge. The neutral jump not working out for him. Okay, the jump out, but Punk was thinking it was going to be another one of the flash kicks, but this is going to be huge. Is he going to spend level 2? Yes, he is. He's going to get the extension. He might not get burnout from this. Oh, just didn't get the juggle either, but it's all right. Punk going in with the EX Fireball to reset the bracket.
Using out Fireballing Guile, but you had exactly enough drive gauge for it, and there was no way that he was going to answer.
Okay, what a great start for Punk. Oh, the drop, but still in a good position. Didn't go punished. And look at that poke that Du just ends up walking into. Oh, God.
All right. Charging the fireballs to vary the timing. Oh, it leads to an overhead, but too far away for the confirm with the standing medium kick.
Oh, the drive rush off of the whiff stand light punch. Punk now in burnout, and he has to play this positioning immaculately. Walking into those booms, and look at that. NuckleDu just really trying to apply that chip out, but doesn't even need to as he lands this conversion into the level 1. Taking the first point in this, the first round in this reset. Yeah, once Punk went into burnout, it was like a constant disaster situation, just because Du knows how to tack on that pressure and make sure that he's at a safe range, but keeping you blocking, like whether it be through booms, whether it be through the just the farthest possible ranges of his buttons. He really knows how to apply that pressure, but keep himself safe.
Still fighting in this mid-range. Du having to resort to a little bit more active in the fireball game, I think. Nice shimmy works out there for Du. Perfect parry on wake up, earns Punk a little bit of breathing room, but still stuck at the corner, smothered. What's it going to be? Fireball connects as he tries to move forward with the fierce back throw out of Punk to try to close this one out with the level 2. You just want to target that drive gauge, drive reversal. What a read from Punk!
Oh my god, and just going for the raw CA, that is so absolutely dead. So much damage. And that started off with a really great drive reversal from Punk after that level 2. So he was able to take those 2 bars from NuckleDu, but then put himself in a really good situation. Now,
I don't know how you're composed after that. That was sick.
Oh.
Shimmy works out once again for Du, though. Has been catching Punk teching.
Ooh.
Whoa, layers.
That was absolutely layers. Using the late, oh my god, using the heavy boom to cut fast past him, bait the parry and then throw punish it. Like that was
stolen.
Absolutely.
Everybody steal that right now.
Okay, NuckleDu keeping that momentum from the last game. In that last round, got Punk locked down. Oh, Punk tried to mash out of that.
Oh my god.
Unfortunately, the stand light kick whiff, but he's able to. Whoa. I mean, he was trying to get a read on NuckleDu's confidence there.
Absolutely. Okay, early short out of the drive rush. Controls a weird space, but very quickly still has the anti-air on deck there. Does NuckleDu. Punk losing slightly more space, but you can see Du has found that read on the timing that he needs to stay in control.
Oh, okay. Good jump there from Punk. Just past the crouch heavy punch. Now he's got a good position as long as Du. Oh, nice. The walk-up throw. And he's got that read on that flash kick. Stayed composed this time around. And now Punk trying to steal a game away from NuckleDu.
Drive rush forward goes unanswered. Get big damage, big corner carry. Needy situation. That slight delay. You can see the amount of respect that they're both having right now for the other's wake up reversal. Ends the combo into the level 3, specifically targeting that drive gauge. Wants to be able to use this neutral situation to his benefit here. Does NuckleDu. Good parry from Punk.
Yeah, I mean, the dash up to try to instill that pressure. Good thing that Punk didn't try to overextend on defense, but Punk. Look at this range that he's playing at, the buffer into the level 2, or hit confirm, I should say. And this is going to be dead for sure. Now tied up in the set, 1-1, NuckleDu and Punk. They are both so locked in.
They are trying to go the distance, and you can absolutely see in the way that they're interacting with one another that people refer to neutral as a conversation. There's absolutely a conversation being played right now as they're adjusting the ranges that they are choosing to play at. Back throw, and NuckleDu is in the driver's seat, uses the plus frames to try to find a throw. Not quite going to get it. No,
Ooh.
Doesn't have the anti-air. Should have gone for the flash kick in that spot.
Okay, yeah, he's got to be wary of how much drive gauge NuckleDu's got, so how much freedom he has offensively. Another miss input, unfortunately, from the fireball. NuckleDu's just going to sit pretty. Oh, but the dive kick cuts through. Oh, put the punish counter on that dive kick.
Huge, though. Level 2. I think NuckleDu can force checkmate here. Just about. I don't know what that choice was. Is able to trade through all the fireballs, but now Punk out of burnout. This is super doable.
Oh my god. You're joking. The patience from Punk. The stare down that they had at point blank range, and Punk perfectly calculated that DI.
He should have died.
He should have died. It was a reaction. I shouldn't say he calculated, but he had that in the pocket and he pulled it out at just the perfect time. So, and again, the level 2!
Fireball.
This
Punk
guy!
Is so awake right now.
I mean, it's. I'm not going to say it's risk-free, but it being a quarter circle back input is so helpful.
Wow. What am I going to call it, a trip guard? Trying to go for the meaty pressure there is NuckleDu. We're not going to have the down charge, unfortunately. We're going to try to trade. Punk gets the better of that interaction, and the OD fireball on the wake-up situation is going to bring us to a game 4. Punk up 2-1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was a great way to take advantage of the burnout. Make sure he applied that chip. I mean, that drive rush behind the fireball to get that sweep and make it that one-touch situation was insane. So, Du needs to reactivate what he had in the first round of that last game. Just go back to making sure that Punk just sits uncomfortably and doesn't get a good read on your offensive options, but it feels like exactly where his mind is at right now.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing a complete repeat of set one right now. Punk about to make the 3-1 comeback a second time. Low forward connects, but just a little bit too far away. Not a lot of drive gauge left to try to block with. How's he going to choose? What a perfect parry to manage to avoid the burnout. Smart from NuckleDu, commits the fastest resource he has because he knows Punk needs to make a big choice to recontrol the neutral. What?
Good read from Punk, starting it out. Kind of a full send option to round start DI, but it works out for him. He's got NuckleDu in the corner. He's got those throw loops applied, but no. Look at that, NuckleDu just going out. The corpse hop to keep himself safe, but the check could not check that drive rush, and the side switch yet again. Punk, such a commanding spot. Life lead is huge. No check on that drive rush. NuckleDu trying to take this back. Doesn't go for the level 3. And hopefully that's not going to be a huge punish off of it. Never mind the hit confirm into the level 3. We are tied up in the set. Game 5 and our grand finals reset here at the Kickback. NuckleDu versus Punk. I said it was going to go the distance.
Yeah, I mean, and it absolutely is right now. We're going to have to see, wow, what a choice from NuckleDu to open it up. Drive rush, standing medium kick. An aggressive call from Guile that you wouldn't ordinarily see, and already off to a pretty decent life lead. That's one of the disadvantages of playing Akuma. We talked about it a little bit earlier. With that lesser life, you are not allowed to be wrong in neutral as often. Doesn't have a pickup after, or I should say doesn't force the issue. Very little life left here for Punk. Oh, gets away with the jump in over the Sonic Blade. Smart.
Yeah, absolutely. But the EX, nice, reacted to that drive rush, had that flash kick ready, and this is it. Potentially the tournament could go to Do as he sits one round away from it. How does Punk respond? How does Punk fight back?
Okay, Fireball as a poke coming out once again and really just being active in his space right now. Standing fierce. Nice whiff punish from Doof. Too far away to get anything off of the low forward.
Ooh, that was not a whiff punish there, but look at this. It's just pokes in the mid screen. We haven't really gone too far from the center of the screen.
Yeah, representing a lot of forward medium kick right now as Punk finds the anti-air confirm with the low forward. Needs to make this happen. Wants to bring us to a final game, final round. Certainly. Shimmy, no bite.
Oh, the check. It's just like Punk is unwilling to try to go for a second throw after the first one, right? Like he's giving a lot of respect to NuckleDu, and for good reason, as NuckleDu once again gets that hit confirm into the level 3, and it's so close. Look how your
okay, sure, why not?
My brain,
Sure.
my brain.